What's up, guys? So, if you look at any of my videos, I do a great job at making myself look like, hey, just another day in the office. But behind the scenes, man, I'm fighting. I am always fighting from the moment I wake up to the moment I go to sleep. I really can't be idle, you know. Like I can get by with meditating, but even then, I probably got my headphones on. That's not the biggest issue. There's a series of them. One of the toughest things that I had to deal with is understanding that nobody really can understand what I'm going through unless they personally had to deal with it. All right. So I don't want to spend too much time talking about the word exactly, but as you can see from the title, it's depersonalization. It's a real thing and it is frightening. It really is. So much so that I went to the psych ward, considered going back. All right. I considered going back after I had bad reaction to medication, but I chose to stick it out. I chose to further my research, not focus on the negative side, stayed out of the forums, always just focused on the remedy. All right. So off top, I came across, and there's a YouTube channel for it called the DP Manual. It was promoted to me on Facebook. I actually bought it. It does help. Okay. And I do trust this guy. I do trust his word. He knows exactly what he's talking about, and it helps me. And I've finished it off. It's over 4.5 hours of content. But anyway, one of the biggest things that I'm struggling with, like I said, is that you can't expect for anybody to understand. So with that being said, if they're not going to further their research, with that being said, it's all on you. It's always been all on you. If you understand this, you understand that you can't get any relief from the outside. All right. So with that being the fact, then you have to, as people have said to me, that you gotta be the hero of your own story, and that requires a great deal of strength and resilience and persistence and looking your fears in the eyes. All right, I put out a video talking about the paradox of anxiety, and basically, it's not going to help if you run away from it. It's going to get worse. All right, if you try to fight it by trying to shake it off, it gets worse. So, what do you do about that? Now, I might not go into detail about that in this video, but you looking at this, you probably want some relief. And so you gotta lean into it. You gotta try your best to go through life as usual. And you gotta try to find things to focus on. And, but the biggest struggle for me is when it comes to relationships because I'm fighting such a battle. I can't really give another person. I can't what she needs. All right, I'm talking about a woman. I can't really give her what she needs. So much so that I had to say, maybe you should consider pulling out the Tinder app, man. And it's tough. It's tough to say that, but this is this is war. It really is, and this made me realize that a lot of things that I was fearful about, that I was scared of, they don't compare to these what I call them demons. I don't necessarily see them as demons, but the demons that I am battling, it just doesn't compare. And when I can't find anything on the outside world to compare to this struggle in my mind, first of all, I know it's going to make me stronger, but I know that it is a very serious opponent. I couldn't imagine under regular circumstances telling somebody whom I want to be with, who I want to keep around, whom I love, that maybe you should consider hopping back on that Tinder app. What am I doing? Am I making my life worse? Am I setting it up so I can get some healing? Or am I just, am I freeing somebody else up so they can have to happily ever after? I don't know. But what I do know is that she couldn't possibly understand what it is that I'm going through. So, and I should have known it was good to have the support when I had it. But eventually, people, who have their own problems, are gonna be like, okay, this situation ain't working for me. So I can't blame anybody. I can't be disappointed. Only in myself can I be disappointed. And I'll be making more videos about this so I can speak more on what I'm doing to cope. But for now, you guys just need to understand the only people who can really understand what you're going through is what you're going through. And if you have to um, pick up life as usual, then you're doing that as somebody who's kind of going at it alone. You may have a bunch of people around you, you may have kind people, whatever it is, but they couldn't possibly fathom this particular struggle. So don't even try to stress it to them. In fact, I would rather, direct my focus to sources on the internet that focus on the healing aspect. No more of the, people talking about how bad the symptoms are. None of that. All right. Those are the people who understand, the people who got through it. I mean, of course, the people who didn't get through it yet, or who will find themselves dealing with that in the future, of course, they know what it's about. But it's better to hear from people who done got through it. All right. And me personally, although it's still a struggle and it can be a bit frightening, I am getting through it. I am making progress. I've been dealing with this for probably for less than a month. And when it was more potent, I'm glad that I can say that that it was worse at one point. But when it was more potent, I couldn't imagine that things would get better for me. I couldn't imagine that there was going to be some type of healing. But um, I bought into the concept that I'm going to find my way out of this. It's just a natural response to bad anxiety, and I'm doing a lot about that. So if you want to know what I'm doing about that, please check out my other videos. If you're looking at this um, and it's on a day or within maybe the first 2 days of it coming out, maybe there are no more videos, but I actually plan on getting right back at it. So you should have a follow up video to this. And I just want to let you know that I understand what it's like. I am going through it, and we can get through this together, man. And this ain't just all. It just ain't just talk. Like there are principles that can help us get through it. I truly believe it. It's working for me. It has worked for others. And with that being said, best wishes.